We are recording, so if anybody is coming later also, we are pretty okay. Yeah,
Sure. Good morning, friends. Thanks for joining in. Thank you, Santhosh and Tanvi, for giving us this opportunity to have you guys for an learning and personality development session. We are looking forward to it. It's a great opportunity for us from Roundtable to learn about LinkedIn for business owners, professionals, and senior management. We also have the head board of Roundtable India, which is national president and the national secretary. Welcome, President Moria and Nandesh. Looking forward to this, Santhosh and Tanvi. Over to you guys.
perfect. Thank you so much, Santhosh. I think we are super thrilled, and to have almost about 77 people on a Sunday morning getting up and for learning. I think we can easily say that the learning new thing never goes out of fashion. So thank you so much, all of you, to get up early in the morning for this session. When Santhosh said we will do it on a Sunday, I was a little skeptical because I said, will people turn up? But I think it is super exciting to see there's so many people in the morning. So, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to something we call it a very interesting name: Rock Your LinkedIn Profile or Rock Your Profile. My name is Santhosh Krishnamoorthy. I head the agency business at LinkedIn Marketing Solution. I have joined with my colleague Tanvi, the Senior Client Solution Manager, again at LinkedIn Marketing Solution. So our job is to go and sell advertising on LinkedIn. We take care of clients across India. Tanvi has been in this role for almost about 2.5 years. I've been in this role for almost 3.5 years, and we've been interacting with people like people who are at your level, helping them with various things. So when I talk about LinkedIn Marketing Solution, our responsibility is to go to the advertisers and tell them the beauty about LinkedIn and the targeting. Can I request all of you to please go on mute? And if you have any question, if you can just write it here. And we have another 2 lines of businesses, which is LinkedIn Talent Solution, which helps HR and the companies to acquire better talent, and LinkedIn Sales Solution, which is a sales tool helping the sales leader to get more business. That's more on LinkedIn. But today, why we are here to speak to you all and tell you how to make your LinkedIn profile more impactful, to have meaningful conversations. And just again, I want to do a poll, but unfortunately, poll is not there. So just a quick thing. How many of you have LinkedIn profile? If you guys can just type it on the chat, that will help us to see that in this bunch of 70-80 people. Oh, lovely. I think we're seeing a lot of yes and a lot of hand raise. Oh, very good. Use it actively. Yes, but not active. Very good. Oh, I can see that there are a lot of people who are there on LinkedIn. Rishi says no. So Rishi, I'm sure you will learn something today for you to have a profile and why it is important. So yes, I think I can see a lot of yes. Thank you so much. You make a strong 80 million community in India, which are there on LinkedIn and actually pretty active. Yeah, yes, I can see a lot of people who are active. One big elephant I want to address in the room: people thought LinkedIn is for job hunting. It's a job portal. For that, there are other portals, but LinkedIn is actually started as a job portal. People came here for a job, but in the last 5-6 years, we have seen things have changed. A digital transformation has taken place, and especially in the last 2 years when we were in COVID, we have seen LinkedIn, the conversation LinkedIn grown up. With the mission we come in, the mission is very simple, which says create an economic opportunity. I'm sorry, can I just ask everyone to go on mute, please? The mission is to give economic opportunity to global workforce. And when I say economic opportunities, it's in terms of job, in terms of getting your customers, meeting your new customers, having engagement, learning from your peers. Tanvi, can we go to the next slide, please? Thank you. Jeff Weiner, who was a CEO till about 1.5 years back, now is an executive chairman of LinkedIn. He says, whether or not you are a CEO, you have a professional network. with whom you want to interact, inform, and influence. You don't only want to come here for a job, but at the same time, you want to interact with your professional network to increase your business, to increase your customers, to get your prospective employer for somebody who's working, and to get employees. Engage more efficiently on social media and give you an edge. So that with that, actually, I can just say that LinkedIn, why it is so important in the ecosystem. Yeah, can we, sorry, I'm just saying again and again, can we just please go on mute, because that will help us others to listen better. Agenda is very simple. We are going to take three pillars: LinkedIn, value, essence, and proposition. Why LinkedIn is important in this ecosystem. 5 ways to amplify your impact on LinkedIn, because it's really, really important for you to not only have LinkedIn profile and not being active, or LinkedIn profile be active, but at the same time have an impactful LinkedIn profile, because this is where you're actually having a conversation with people who are going to be the most important people in your professional journey. For your personal journey, there are many social media platforms. You have a view, you want to put it across to the world. You have a Twitter, you want to chat with your friends and family, put a book down, you have a Facebook. LinkedIn actually is the third in that puzzle, which actually completes the puzzle of social media, wherein you are at your best. You are talking professional. And the third thing which we wanted to build to this session today is building a thought leadership and leading with an impact. Most of the people who me and Tanvi are going to speak today in this session are actually the leaders. You are leaders in top companies, or you are running your own professional companies, and you are the thought leaders in your own space. How do you use LinkedIn to create that thought leadership and lead with an impact where people are actually looking up to you? There are interns who are learning from you. There are your peers who are learning from you. You are actually helping grow the business for your set of clients, as well as for your set of industry. And then wrap up, I'm sure Tanvi is an expert. She's going to give a lot of things. This is the most important slide, and this slide I think we're the most proudest. Business Insider, which is a business magazine, and the business does this digital trust report on various factors. So it's not just which is the most trusted, and it comes. There are various trusted questions being asked, and they rate the social media platform. Very happy to say, 4th year in a row, we are the most trusted platform. Trust is the most important thing when you are actually getting out on a social media today. We all are struggling with fake news, and I'm sure you have faced that in various things. You face trap of fake news, as well as at the same time untrusted sources. It is very important whom you're talking to, whom you are actually talking about your brand, in which environment you are actually putting yourself up, and the trust is the most important factor. We say we are the most trusted platform for one reason, which is, okay, one, this Business Insider has done a study, and they will have their view. But between you and I, you will never write what you are not on LinkedIn. If I'm a head of agencies, I will write I'm a head of agencies. I will not write I'm a country manager LinkedIn, because that will get busted within 2 minutes. So you put your trusted self, and that's why it is very, very important for you to show and for us to.
Santhosh, you just went on mute.
I'm sorry.
No worries, no worries.
Yeah. So with this, I would like to pass it on to my colleague Tanvi. Like I said, Tanvi is not only okay. Sorry, I had to speak about this also. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'm extremely sorry. And so we just wanted to tell you what we are. We are actually member first approach, wherein almost about 800 million professional worldwide. This slide is, I think, 3 months old, where we were quoting the official number at 745. We just got a new number, I think, a couple of days back. So we are almost 800 plus million professionals across the globe. In India, we are almost about 80 million. More than 75% of our members are outside US, and out of which you can say about 10% are actually sitting in India, and most of you are part of it. LinkedIn is available in 24 languages, and it's a very interesting fact that LinkedIn has just launched about 10 days, I think about two weeks back, in Hindi.
Yeah.
Now you can actually interact in Hindi, because that was a large community we were not addressing. There were small and medium enterprises available in outside the metros who were more comfortable in Hindi. So we have launched Hindi. You can see on the left hand side, you will find that how many members across. There are 28 million IT decision makers. When I say IT decision makers, and why it is important in this ecosystem, because
Santo, you went on mute.
I don't know why it's like that.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
But IT decision makers are important for you to know that these people actually take decision when the companies are growing. They have to procurement and stuff. So that's why this number is very important. Almost about 28 million. It's a huge, huge number. So with this, I would like to pass it on to Tanvi. Like I said, Tanvi has a full-time job as a senior CSM, wherein she helps clients to increase the value on LinkedIn, but at the same time, out of passion, she is our LinkedIn Rock Your Profile ambassador. She does these kind of sessions. So with that, Tanvi, just a quick question for people to know, how popular are you with this? How many sessions have you done in the last 2 years when the COVID stuck? Where I'm sure the increase, there's been an increase in the number of sessions because of people availability on web or webinars. How many sessions have you done, Tanvi?
Santo, I do not like to boast, but I'm very proud to say that I've conducted almost above 80 sessions in my personal capacity. And this also involves my own network, my student communities, and of course, the professional network, from the business side of affairs for our clients. So 80 plus is the number as of today.
So I'm saying if we are talking about 80 sessions, and we say on an average about 100 people, I'm sure there is immense learning for you, for us.
Absolutely.
And how do we come. So we would like this session, before I pass it on to Tanvi, I'm just saying a couple of things. Please ask your questions. We may not have all the answers, but we will try and give you the answers. That's number one. Number two, as I said, that you guys represent various organizations in a working capacity, as well as being in the founder or the company management perspective. If you want, and if you find value in these sessions, please let us know. Reach out to me or Tanvi. Look out for us on LinkedIn, add us on LinkedIn, and reach out to us if you want to do this kind of session for your executive committee. Say about 10-15 people of your CFO, your CMO and stuff, and you would like them to rock their profile and make it more interactive. We will be very happy to do it. Tanvi is only one, but we have a couple of more Tanvis who are ambassadors. And if she's unavailable, she's the best. But if she's unavailable, we will have somebody do the session for you. But we would like to put that across. If you're keen to do it for your XComs, please let us know. Ask questions. I will answer them as and when I can. And then we will leave about 10-15 minutes at the end for Q&A. With that, I would like to pass it on to Tanvi. And over to you, Tanvi.
Thank you, Santo. Thank you so much for setting the right context. Where I come in is I will actually tell you what is the content level engagement on the platform, how you as a member can leverage the platform, and what are the best practices of how you can increase your impact on the platform. So like Santo was mentioning, LinkedIn is a conversation content platform, and this is where you can really spark interesting conversations that matter to you as an individual, that matter to you as a professional, and that makes sense for your business and for what goals you stand for. And your voice really makes a huge difference, right? If I pull out some data from last 12 months, we see some very interesting insights. The executive content that is put on the platform generates up to 4 million impressions. And this is huge. This is the highest level of engagement any social media channel sees so far from the professional community. And 91% of executives are rating LinkedIn as their first choice of putting out any professionally relevant content, and also seeking out such similar content in terms of upskilling themselves, or making themselves a better human being or a professional, or gaining those insights that they need to excel at their job coming from various industries. 87% of the business leaders say that once they become thought leaders on the platform, the trust that their brand holds on the platform also spikes up. So you as business leaders, if you become thought leaders on the platform and you have a consistent strategy of posting content organically, as well as doing a paid promotion for your brand, I think both of them go hand in hand. And this will help increase your brands, your companies or your brands resonance, and trust and credibility on the platform. Moving on to the next slide, something very interesting again, we realize that companies that are most engaged on social media are actually going to be very, very competitive, and they're more likely to attract top talent. And this is what we kind of also, use as LinkedIn's proposition. This is where you need to be in terms of spiking your businesses, raising social media inquiries for your products and services, and also attracting top talent. And how is it that you do all of this? The first step is to be visible as an individual, right? When I say be visible, I'm referring to two aspects. First, your company page has to be there so that your company presence is obviously prevalent on the platform. And second, and most important, is you as an individual. You need to be visible through your profile, because this is your calling card to build your personal reputation as well as your brand's reputation. And very proud to say that there are almost above 8 million senior level executives that have their profile on LinkedIn. And this number is again continuously growing, exponentially growing, in fact, from month on month. And we realized that your LinkedIn profile is the first step to nail anything that you want to do on the platform. And this is how most influential leaders and professionals are keeping their businesses themselves very, very relevant in today's day and age when times are so uncertain any which way. And how is it that, you can be visible? The first step is to obviously create your profile, because this is your story that you want to tell to maybe a potential employer, maybe to a potential customer. And this is where you actually start your journey on LinkedIn as a platform. The first most important part to your profile is your photo. And, these are very basic guidelines, but all of us as professionals are so busy, we forget that these nitty-gritties really matter and can help us create a bigger impact. So if you just have a simple photo updated, your profile becomes very authentic and more approachable and more human. And you can get up to 9 times more connection requests, 21 times more profile views, and 36 times more messages. So your profile, just with a simple photo, can become so accessible. And the idea on LinkedIn is to become accessible and to grow your network in your personal and your professional capacity. So again, you could just use a simple photo where you're smiling. It's a approachable picture of yours, need not be done, through a professional camera. But the idea is to give visibility to your profile and to give a face to your profile. The next part is obviously location. Adding your location while you're creating your profile will actually help boost, your profile's visibility in the search section. So if anybody is probably looking for an individual, say with a particular skill set, or looking to target a particular company at a certain level, they will be more likely to see your profile if you have the location update. And also if you're changing cities or countries while you're working, obviously the IP address picks up your location, and that's how paid advertisers reach out to you. So even if my profile says I'm based out of Delhi, but if I'm working out of, say, Amsterdam tomorrow, my IP address would reflect that. And if there are campaigns or advertisers that are targeting similar people as me in the region of Amsterdam, I would be targeted. That's how it works. But very, very important to keep your location updated, because that's where your potential partners in terms of talent hires, acquisitions will probably reach out to you, maybe for relevant job openings, etc. Third part to your profile is summary. Very, very important. Again, it's like an elevator pitch of you. If I am not interested to read your complete profile, scroll down each section, I probably just want to get the gist of who Santo is or who Jeff Wiener is, I would read the summary section. And it's very important to nail this section. It need not be a very long, paragraphed version of who you are and what you've done, but a simple 4 or 5 sentences that really explain the other side, who you are as a professional and who you are as a person. So if you could highlight the both professional and personal achievements, maybe what you stand for, your qualities, in a gist, I think that's where you win the summary section. And this is a very important section that you all should update very, very frequently. The next part is experience, right? Again, very critical for 2 reasons. Sorry, is anybody trying to ask a question? I would request everyone to go on mute unless you have a question. Thank you. So the experience section is again very, very important because it really highlights your current, your past skill set that you've acquired over the years and the areas of expertise where you come from. And very, very important to keep this section updated. I'll tell you why in a couple of seconds from now. But this is a section that helps you highlight your title, your current role, your duration of the current role, and also summarize your current role with key responsibilities that you are or were handling. Now, coming back to the first part, why is it important? Let's take it on the other side. If a paid advertiser is trying to reach out to you with relevant opportunity, it could be in terms of job, it could be in terms of a product or a service or a course that they want to offer you. If this section is completed, they will reach out to you with most relevant content. So you want to obviously engage with relevant content. You do not want to look at irrelevant content which does not make sense to you. It's a waste of time. Please keep this section updated because of the fact that you want to maintain your relevancy score on the platform, on the network. And if you have this section completed, you are more likely to receive 8 times more likely to receive right profile views. And this is where relevancy aspect comes into play. So very, very critical. Again, keep updating your experience. Even if you're getting promoted within the same organization, call that out and update your KPIs, responsibilities very, very strategically on a regular interval. The next part is work examples. I can vouch for this fact that not all of us are updating or uploading our work samples. If I'm getting featured in an external event, am I capturing that information under my work example? If I'm creating a brand deck for one of my clients or pitching something amazing, which I can put on the platform without any confidentiality numbers, am I doing that? Am I putting or displaying my work, plethora of work that I have done so far through this section? I'm not sure. And in fact, in India, if I can give you a very interesting statistic, 61% of people do not have this on their profile. So it's ideal that you make your profile visually appealing, your profile very accessible through your actual work. And this is where you get the opportunity to upload pictures, your presentations that you can put on LinkedIn, that do not have numbers, that you cannot share externally, and also show who you are as a thought leader. So if you are interested in certain key areas where you've kind of written or spoken about, call that out here. This is your space to reflect your personal side of who you are as a professional as well. And I highly encourage you to do this. This really adds meat to your profile, if I can say it that way. The next part is obviously education. All of us by default kind of update our education because we want to call out our pedigree, very, very natural. And if you have this completed, from your school to your grad to your postgrad and so on and so forth, you are 11 times more likely to receive profile views and get featured under the search section of your network. So anybody who's trying to reach out to, say, an economics graduate or an engineer, they kind of search for just these keywords, your profiles are more likely to get popped up in the search bar as compared to others if your education section is completed. The next part is skills and endorsement. Again, a very popular section that all of us want to or kind of build on. Obviously, skills is something that all of us love to call out on our profile, right? We have more than 9,000 official skills that have been identified from on LinkedIn that we as users can update on our profile. And this is again a very, very important core section that you have to continuously on a regular cadence update, because first it tells how relevant you are in today's day and age where there are there's again a lot of competition. What is your exact core skill set? Your potential recruiters can actually search you through these skill sets if they are putting in the keywords. And if you have those keywords on your profile, your profile again appears in the search, and the opportunity just multiplies. So it's very important to have skill sets updated. Obviously, be honest about it. Have enough data to back why you calling out, say, a skill set of leadership. Have you played that role earlier? If you call yourself an entrepreneur, and if you've got that in your skills, have enough me to talk about it, if an interview pops in or if any opportunity arises. But do call out the skills that make most sense to you. Coming to the second part, which is endorsements. Very, very important. If your network is endorsing you for the skills that you've listed, there can be no better credibility than that, right? Obviously, a lot of us, what we do is we as friends or peers or colleagues, we tend to endorse each other, which is fine. But getting the right endorsements from senior leaders, from seniors in the business, if that's something that you can look out for and aim for, I think there would be nothing better than this. Definitely look out for not your associate endorsements, but maybe from a little higher or upskilled individual. If they can endorse you, it just adds more credibility again to your profile. The next part is recommendations. This is something that we kind of opt for if we are LinkedIn geeks, like I like to call some people. We are just so involved on LinkedIn. We know the essence of the recommendation section, but not all of us really believe in either giving or receiving recommendations, right? So the ideal way is that if you are giving recommendations, give recommendations to individuals that have really impacted or created some quantitative impact in your organization in the past. It could be your peers, right? Your peers that have moved on to another organization. It could be your superiors, juniors that have really impacted you. Give them that qualitative recommendation that they're looking for, and also call out their achievements. In terms of receiving, if you're receiving recommendations that really highlight your impact as a professional, what is it that you drove in an organization or in a project, I think there can be no better recommendation. So really look for the quantitative, the impact driven numbers, as well as qualitative aspect in a recommendation when you're either receiving it or you're giving it. But again, a very key space, because this adds trust to your profile. It adds trust on the things that you're calling out on your profile, and it just helps you expand your network in a very respectable manner if you're giving and getting recommendations. The last part that I wanted to cover from a profile perspective is interests. Very, very critical again, because if I want to know what is it that Santo has accomplished beyond the things that he's written, he's achieved accolades, he's got great recommendations, he has, say, 10 years of work experience, but what more? What is it that I can learn about him beyond his professional arena? And this is where the interest comes into play. So if he's following, say, thought leaders, he's following certain industries or groups, I would know what are his expanded interest areas and what he stands for from a bigger picture. Again, very, very important to kind of update on a regular cadence. So I'll just take a pause here. Are there any questions? Santo, do you think there are questions on the chat? Because I can't access chat right now pertaining to any of the sections we just discussed.
No, not.
Perfect. Sure. So I'll move on.
I think probably we'll open it up if people are more comfortable.
Sure.
Asking those questions. Yeah.
Absolutely, Santo. Thanks. All right. So, once a profile is in place, what is it that we do now? As responsible LinkedIn members, it's very important to report unprofessional behavior. And recently, while I conduct these sessions, I get a lot of feedback saying that, some of our networks or peers are not behaving the way they should be on LinkedIn. They are not posting professional content. The content quality is kind of deteriorating in my network. So in my feed, what do I do? The idea is to report such sort of a behavior. If you feel a certain piece of information is not right, or it doesn't make sense to you, or is unprofessional, you could report it. So as a LinkedIn member, your responsibility is to continuously maintain your privacy, keep your data safe, and also ensure you have a good member experience. And in case you feel that some of the content that is coming out on your feed is not making sense to you, kindly report it, so that that also helps the LinkedIn's algorithm to keep your feed clean and also show most relevant content to you as a user. After privacy, obviously the idea is, when you have your profile, you're keeping your things intact. The idea is to grow your network and build and nurture relationships at scale, be it from a professional lens or from a personal lens. You are here to explore more opportunities, upskill yourself, grow your network. And this is why you need to be connected, right? You have to see who is in your network. Is your network very relevant to you? If not, make your network very, very relevant by adding relevant individuals from your industry, from your domain, so that you are exposed to content that makes most sense to you. So you can actually add connections from first degree to third degree, and connect with individuals, write to them, engage with their posts, and their so on and so forth. Just grow your network proposition on the platform. Also, another important part is, as leaders, we've built our profile, we have our own network. How is it that we can engage further and really build trust for ourselves and for our brand? It's through engaging with our employees and customers on a regular cadence. This is how you really build a strong community and a strong relationship. So you can use LinkedIn to connect with your employees, right? Highlight their personal achievements, their contributions, their hard work, and also by tagging them, because tagging makes so sense. Once you tag me in a post, my network also sees the kind of work that I'm putting in for my organization or for my leader. So it's very important to tag individuals, call out their achievements, recognize them. Also similar for customers, if you have probably serviced a customer and he or she has had a very good experience with you, maybe they could call you out or you could call them out. And this is how you kind of really grow your network in terms of engagements with your customers and your employees at the same time. And the idea through all of this is to become influential over a period of time. And if you're doing all these things right, how is it that you again pick up on credibility? How do you become more credible as a business leader? And it's very important to then talk about topics that matter to you, bring out insights or experiences that matter to you and that have impacted you in a personal or a professional space. It could be pertaining to your industry, pertaining to the domain where you're coming from, or it could be anything beyond just your immediate interests. And you could probably be talking about crypto, who knows, right? The idea is to share your opinions and what you value and your insights, because LinkedIn, how I see it, it's a learning platform. So I come on LinkedIn to invest time, not to spend time. And if I am investing my time, I want to learn, okay, what is this industry leader talking about? What is their opinion? What is new that's happening in the industry? So if you can call out these insights, share knowledge, I think nothing better than that can happen. And 89% of business leaders say that if they talk about thought leadership, if they pick up a domain and really share their opinions about it, that impacts their brand's reputation directly, in direct proportion, right? And 87% of business leaders are also saying that this over a period of time helps them gain more trust for their organization. So again, being a thought leader comes over a period of time. You will not become a thought leader in just a single night. The idea is to remain consistent and have a very regular cadence in terms of posting, your content from a personal capacity. And again, very important, from a personal point of view, you connect with the right followers for your brand and you grow your influence. You can actually, if you don't have, enough content to talk about from a brand's perspective, you could probably start with just resharing or reposting relevant industry news or articles that you come across in your network, right? You can also celebrate promotions of your employees, like I mentioned. Again, a very human, organic post really harnesses the right engagement over and above anything. If you're celebrating any milestones or achievements of your team or colleagues, so call these things out to really have that personal connection and grow your influence. Now I want to, also talk about InMail. This is a very common feature that all of us, even if we are not premium members, might be leveraging when we are sending direct messages to the second and the third degree connections who we are not directly connected to, or probably people or individuals who's kind of switched on the connect button. I'm unable to connect with them. I can still write to them and reach out to them through an InMail message. Now, two things I want to call out, right? InMail is a very powerful format to reach out to your potential audience. And by potential audience, I'm referring to your potential customer base, your potential recruiter, or anything else, right? Any conversation that you want to have an immediate reaction on, I would say you kickstart with an InMail, because an InMail is delivered to the intended person only when the intended person is online and most active. So the moment I come online and I'm engaged on the platform, I receive an InMail, and that's how my click rate or my open rate on that InMail would be higher, and I would have more intent to engage with that because I am most active at the moment and most engaged on the platform right now. InMail is a very powerful tool, again, to make your personal connections, to make your professional connections, to look for opportunities, because it has a delivered call to action. That is something that you can leverage. It also drives very strong engagement as compared to a regular InMail marketing campaign. If you reach out to, say, a very senior person in an organization, the email would just bounce off in their junk or spam. Who knows, right? Maybe the email I have is also not the right email. But if I am targeting them or using LinkedIn to reach out to them via InMail, I think there's nothing better that can happen. And obviously, this is the right way to expand your network again. As a premium member, you get 30 email credits, sorry, 15 email credits, and it gets transferred month on month to you. So in case 12 of them were not used, they get carried forward to your next month. And this is why LinkedIn Premium offers a lot more value. But even if you don't have LinkedIn Premium, I would recommend that leverage the 5 email credits that you any which way get as a member, and kind of get the hang of it, right? The idea is to again reach out to the people in a trusted manner, and email offers you that opportunity. A follow-up question to this would be, and this is again a very commonly asked question: how do I write my emails? What is the best form of writing an email, or the best practices that I should look at following? My go-to answers are, please be brief, right? Your subject line has to call out what is it that you're expecting the intended user to understand out of your message, right? Are you inviting them to certain webinars? Are you calling out that you're interested in a specific role in their organization and you need their intervention? Call out in your subject line very, very clearly what is the intention behind this message. Obviously, introduce yourself, have a warm introduction of who you are and what you're trying to do, and then obviously adopt a conversational style where you're kind of writing in your personal tone, and what is the end goal, what is it that you want them to do after they read the email. If you can call that out also very clearly, I think this solves the purpose. A lot of us, we are leaders in our own space, and we might be any which way be flooded with so many emails, especially around receiving job updates, or hey, is there any job I'm looking out, would you be able to help? In certain cases, I would recommend, please filter out these emails basis priority and then respond. But the idea is, if an email clearly calls out the intention, who the person is, what they're trying to achieve, I think you respond to those emails first, because they clearly have a very well thought out a way of reaching out to you. So you rather take a look at them first rather than those ad hoc emails, right? And even if you're not interested to reply back, it's fine. But the idea is to grow your network, so on and so forth, through these direct messages. All right. So, once you've done all of this in your personal capacity, how is it that now you can amplify your corporate brand? And please understand, you as individuals are also representing the company that you're working for or that you own. So it's very important for you to boost engagement on a regular cadence and post from the company page as well. Very important again, companies that are posting at least twice a week, right? At least twice. I would actually recommend once every day. But if you're posting even just twice a week to begin with, your engagement statistics will spike up. So that's very, very important to build your brand affinity on the platform. Also, if you're posting from the company page, we also tell you that, LinkedIn is a talents platform. A lot of people look at hiring newer talent from this platform. It's the right platform to hire and find candidates at a very fast pace. So very important to also, highlight the talent brand that you have. You can use, job level postings from your company page to hire the right candidates and attract the right people. You can, in fact, also simultaneously build followers that are very relevant to your brand through an organic and a paid channel. And if you have, all of this happening in sync, you are more likely to attract the right and most appropriate talent at a very fast pace. And this is what we've realized over a period of time. You have to, as C-level executives, as senior level executives, continuously post about employer brand, the work culture that the company offers, maybe the employee wins, learnings, lessons, because all of this over a period of time will help you get 16 times more engagement on your company page. And this is all organic. There is no paid campaign involved here, right? If you have a regular cadence in posting the right content from your company page, you are more likely to receive 11 times more impressions and 16 times more engagements on your company page. And this is a very healthy pipeline to build an organic, qualitative followership for your company page over a period of time. Now, I'll quickly talk about how is it on a regular cadence can you increase or maximize your impact on the platform, and by maximizing, I'm saying, whenever you come on LinkedIn, you're making the most appropriate use of that time. You're creating value on your profile, and also simultaneously, you're driving impact for your businesses. The first is talk about things that matter to you, right? On a general cadence, talk about things that really inspire you. It could be your personal experiences, your failures, your learnings, because individuals really get inspired by such stories on the platform. So if you can also leverage video or visual content when you're talking about all of this, again, another cherry on the top, right? The idea is to make you approachable, make your brand approachable, and make your brand inspirational so that people follow you, people want to learn about you, and people are generally interested in what you have to say and what you have to sell. Very, very important. Really talk about things that matter to you. You also have to, tip number 2 is interact authentically with your audience. Once you've put out a post, really engage with the comments coming in, even if they are not very positive sentiment comments. Engage with your audience, with your network, to show them that you're active enough, you are listening to them, and what is it that you can add to their opinion and add as a value on for the comment that they've kind of posted out. So really interact authentically, and also spend time on understanding where your network is coming from, what is their thought process. And a lot of times, when I post something, I realize my network is kind of commenting or engaging, and they give me a lot of ideas to post new content about. So seek out for such signals through the engagement on your network, on your post through your network. And I think this is the right way to really build your impact on the platform over a period of time. Like I said, video is a very, very good format that is capturing great engagement numbers through an organic channel. Even if you're not confident enough to make a professional video, it's absolutely fine. People are uploading videos just shot by their phones, and talking about their meaningful experiences that get them that brand impact. And I think let's start with baby steps. Maybe if we could talk about, say, certain interviews, customer stories, maybe just your 15 or 30-second videos to kickstart with. I think that makes a huge impact on not just your brand, but also your employer's brand, right? So look at designing short format videos. And let me tell you, even if you're not a video person, it's absolutely fine to put out content other than video. It's absolutely fine. But the highest performing format is video. So do leverage that. Tip number 4 is focus on topics that your audience cares about. So like I rightly mentioned in the beginning, your network also has an opinion. So it's very important to understand what they resonate with, and what is it that you in your content cadence should position that your network might be interested in more. And obviously popular topics remain technology. In fact, crypto, artificial intelligence, blockchain, machine learning, all of these are picking up a lot of interest on the platform. And definitely careers, employment, inclusion and diversity. And these are key spaces where people are really coming out and talking about their personal experience. Another interesting one is mental health, and LinkedIn has been associated with this issue since a long time now, and we've come out with a brand campaign that really helps you talk about mental health freely on the platform. So again, a very interesting space to be in. If you have any contribution, any thoughts, any opinions, please call these out, and create a larger impact for not just you, but just for your network as well. And lastly, also look at how your content is performing, right? Like I said, monitor the activity on your post. Understand which posts are performing better, which posts are getting more engagement, less engagement, positive sentiment, negative sentiment, and then kind of tweak your content that you put as a person or as a company. Very, very important to analyze your content engagement real time, because that will help you become very, very relevant over a period of time. And you'll actually realize the true essence of who your network is and what they really believe in, and what is it that's driving the engagement for your platform, for your profile, sorry. So I want to just say, make LinkedIn a part of your routine, right? Like Santo asked, how many of you really have a profile? Most of us agreed, yes, we do. How many of us really log on to the platform on our profiles on a daily basis? That's something that you need to look at. Make this as a part of your routine, because this over a period of time will help you build your personal brand. And in today's day and age, there is nothing more powerful than your personal brand. You come from certain companies, you represent certain companies, you have probably started certain companies, right? But who are you as a person is the most important part before anybody else discovers the additional part of you, which is your company or your employer. So your personal brand is your key to nail any opportunity, any networking job related economic opportunity on the platform. And if you have a powerful personal brand, trust me, credibility flows in, trust flows in, and you are more likely to get exposed to newer opportunities faster as compared to individuals that are not active or relevant on the platform. So make England a part of your routine. And like we said, and we have been talking about thought leadership, very, very important as leaders to have an opinion. Very, very important again. And how is it that you can become a thought leader? Today, I decide to talk about healthcare. I post about healthcare. Tomorrow, do I post about certain, companies coming from the healthcare sector? Do I also call out certain companies that are doing extremely well on my third day, and so on and so forth? Really plan out where you want to become a thought leader. Why are you becoming a thought leader in this domain versus the others? Probably because you have a historic relationship with this industry. So talk with expertise, talk with facts, bring out your opinions, and share that knowledge with your network. That is how you will probably become a thought leader over a period of time. And like, again, best practices of becoming a thought leader, I would say, if you are a thought starter, start with shorter form articles. A lot of us have a lot of things to say. Can we actually bottle it down to an article? Aim for article that's between 800 to 2000 words. And you'll realize over a period of time, if you're an industry leader and you are posting these articles, you gain followers so fast. I can't even tell you what is the rate of acquiring your own followers for your personal brand. Write clear, direct headlines, post regularly. I would say start with twice a week. If you are looking to become a thought leader, if you're posting from the company page, you post one post every day. Another follow-up question could be, what sort of posts work very well? So like I mentioned, anything to do with relationship expansion, right? To do with your employees, to do with your customers, to do with your own success stories, your own learning stories, failure stories. I think anything to do with human relationships and experiences works very well on the platform. So if you can call these out, it's a win for you. And then obviously share the articles and the content that you're posting with your network. So today I've posted something. I realized after 7 days, oh, it didn't really get me enough number of organic reach. What is it that I do again? Because that article took a while for me to post, it took a lot of effort, I kind of repost it again, right? And if I'm tagging relevant individuals on my post, then that post will have a virality effect. The people I've tagged, those networks, the individuals of those networks will be also viewing these posts, and therefore the multiplicity effect comes into play, and my post can also become viral. Who knows, right? So focus on the topics that are relevant to your business audiences. Use relevant hashtags. And again, a follow-up question: how many hashtags is ideal? I would say look at anywhere between 3 to 6 hashtags. Do not use more than that, because that just clutters your content, and then it just shows the other person that maybe this person is not sure of where they are coming from. So use anywhere between 3 to 6 relevant hashtags, so that your posts, your content is featured correctly and appropriately under those hashtags, if anybody's searching for those hashtags. And definitely tag individuals to get that virality effect. And don't tag anybody and everybody randomly, but your tagging individuals should make sense to the content that you've posted, right? Or if you're asking people for their opinion, anything to do with tagging has to happen with a lot of wisdom. Not just because you want to get organic reach, but also that your content has to resonate with individuals that you're tagging, so that they engage with your content. It has to be a good marriage there, right? And how is it that you can then lead with impact? If you're doing all of this, you're sharing content very, very consistently, you will get 5 times higher reach for your brand, personal brand, and the employer brand that you're belonging or you're coming from, right? Again, this is a very, very good way to kickstart conversation, really grow your network, and enhance your personal and professional brand. One thing that I want to kind of now touch upon is, a lot of us ask, why am I seeing irrelevant content, right? Very, very common. I saw this content that didn't make sense to me. Why was I targeted with that content? Or why was my network posting this when I have never interacted with similar content? So I always say, as responsible LinkedIn members, build your network thoughtfully and wisely. Keep cleaning your connections, because over a period of time, you'll realize you have 5,000 plus connections, and you don't even know, say, 60% of them. You have never interacted with them. Some of them are inactive, etc., etc. So really clean out your network, your feed through thorough research, thorough check on who are these individuals you want to remain connected with, who are the ones you don't want to remain connected with. So follow, unfollow individuals, really clean out your content and your network. And I would say start with people you already know and you trust and you've communicated. Obviously, they remain your first degree, connections. Also, if you want to get introduced to second and third degree connections, you can ask your first degree connections who are already connected to those individuals to introduce you. Introductions are a great way to kickstart or get inroads into newer network opportunities, right? And also, if you don't know an individual and you're receiving a lot of connection requests from a lot of people, you could just say click or ignore, or I don't know this individual, right? Please look at the privacy settings section tab on your profile and really look at how and what you want to display on LinkedIn. Everything is under your control. So I would request you to kind of use it very thoughtfully and wisely and build a good profile and a good, strong privacy sense for your personal profile on the platform. Lastly, I would just like to touch upon a very important part, which is the social selling index. This is available through the Sales Navigator product, through the LinkedIn Sales Solutions team. We can give you more information about this, but I just wanted to call out that as individuals, we want to know where we rank, right? Especially if you're coming from the sales and marketing side of the affair. We want to know what is our social selling index as an individual, where does our profile rank? This tool really gives you the right way to measure your credibility vis-a-vis your peers in the same pool. So this is one route. The second route is LinkedIn Live. All of us have this feature to go live on our profile from an individual capacity. So I recommend you, this is a free tool, organic tool. Leverage this to, bring your professional brand, your personal brand to life and really talk about what you stand for, what are your employers' beliefs, visions, missions, and grow your community. If you are going live, you are more likely to get engagement, as always, through native video formats. And we could talk about how one can go LinkedIn on LinkedIn Live from a professional context. I can share more details around that with you a little later. So just coming back to the last part, which is social selling index, how does the dashboard look? It gives me my rank. Where do I rank among, say, in my industry? It also gives me my network rank. So in my network, if I have, say, 1,000 marketing professionals, where do I rank? Because I am also a marketing professional. So am I in the top 20, top 10, top 5? And it also tells me what is my professional brand, right? How is it that I'm finding the right people, engaging with the right people? So it really gives a summary of me as an individual, as a professional in the industry that I'm coming from. A very powerful tool. It's a paid tool. So we can talk about this offline. You can connect with us and take more details around the LinkedIn Sales Navigator Social Selling Index. But again, a very powerful data point to understand me as a professional brand and my employer. Where do we stand and how are we pacing against the peer set? So I think this is what I had to cover today. I hope that added some value. But Santo, over to you if there are questions, anything that you would like us to address further.
Yes, there are a couple of questions, but thank you so much, Tanvi. You can please drink water. I mean, like you've been super.
Thank you, Santo.
And very well explained. I think, I also learned a couple of things today. But just to I'm like what I heard in the last 30-35 minutes is that keep it human. I mean, like keep it as human as possible, because your character will, your real character comes out on LinkedIn and people will get attracted, whether it's for your job, whether it's for increasing your network for your business or the other things. The second thing I heard is video perform better. You don't need to be a professional videographer. Take a mobile phone, just shoot a video and just send it across and put it there, whatever you feel like. One of our senior vice president, Penry Price, he does a very extremely amazing thing called walking to work. He stays in New York downtown. He walks to work and he gets up in the morning, takes a coffee, and while walking, he records what he's feeling today, what he read today in the newspaper. What do you think he's going to do? Any impressive thing he heard about from his subordinate and things like that. I think that's an amazing thing. Inclusion and diversity. DIBS is a very, very big conversation on the platform. And the last one is mental health. I think leaders like you should start talking about it to make it more approachable for your peers, the people who report into you or the companies you work in to come and speak about mental health. So these are the couple of things we keep in. Tanvi, couple of questions we have got. So Rishi asks a question, and I just wanted to read it out, and if you can help us. We are into the business of marketing and selling product in the field of sports medicine, physical therapy, etc. From the session so far, it comes across to me as a platform very useful for job hunters, job seekers, and people working in the corporate segment. Any case studies or example how LinkedIn can help medium SMB business like us? So Tanvi is the right person to answer this question because she
Go ahead, Tanvi.
Because Tanvi actually works with a lot of SMB companies. So Tanvi would like to answer.
Absolutely, Santo. Thank you for that question, Rishi. So my go-to answer is let's connect offline, and I'll pitch LinkedIn marketing solutions to you. You don't have to always go through a paid channel. There is enough number of audience that is very, very relevant to what you're already doing in terms of your business line. And we can definitely reach out to them through an organic and a paid channel and grow your community. SMBs are actually, the footprint is actually increasing on the platform. And I have some very interesting data points that I can share with you offline. There's a huge deck that calls out the footprint of SMBs and how they are garnering value out of the platform, how they're leveraging LinkedIn. So I would love to share that with you. Let's connect offline and we'll take this conversation forward.
Perfect. The second one, Pravesh has asked this question, and very interesting question. I will add something. I'm sorry. I will add something, and then probably Tanvi, you can give your view. There have been instances where our post gets hundreds of views, but rarely people like the post. Does the post get a reach despite less number of likes? Okay, so I will just take it up, and I've written it a point which I wanted to speak when I saw this question. I said it's something which is very interesting to take it up. Is about the reach of your post. LinkedIn is the only platform, and I repeat, LinkedIn is the only platform which has got 100% organic reach. So it means you have 5,000 people following you, or say about 1 lakh people on following your page. Any post you have put it on LinkedIn, it will reach out organically to all the people who have liked your page or who are your followers or your connections on the platform. This is not there in any platform today. So giving an example of Facebook, if you have say 10,000 people as your friends on Facebook, you put something, your post will not go to 10,000 people. You have to put marketing dollars behind boosting that post. LinkedIn is the only platform you have 100% organic reach. Second part of your question, wherein Pravesh, you have mentioned that I'm getting views. So that explains that it's an organic reach, but rarely people like the post. So there you need to be a little more creative. Make sure what your people are liking. I mean, like what kind of a conversation. There may be certain things that the conversation they are not engaging with that conversation. For increasing the engagement of the conversation, you need to change tweak the language or the way you want to present your point. Tanvi, would you like to add that how one can increase the social interaction, whether like, share, or comment?
Absolutely, Santo. So you very well mentioned that you have to analyze what your audience is resonating with. So even if you're putting out content from a professional context, from your company page, please understand that there are content suggestions coming on your main homepage that really will help you build relevant content that your network or your audience or your followers are already interacting with. So it gives you a direction of what you need to build your content on. The second part is, like Santo rightly mentioned, you have to become very creative. You have to be disruptive in your content strategy on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is very heavy on content. It is a content platform. A lot of people are reading a lot of news articles, a lot of information, and unless you're creative and you want to get your message across, I don't think you'll win the game at all. So be creative in your approach, right? There are certain ad formats that work really, really well, or content format that work very well. Like we mentioned, a video, GIFs do very well. If you can also use carousel format to really bring out the USPs of the product or the service, or talk about how you draw value for a customer through a pictorial version of the carousel. I think all of these formats will also help you increase your organic reach and social actions and engagement on the platform. So become creative and look at content suggestions to build relevant content for your audiences.
Okay, one question. I think we are 3 minutes ahead, but I will just take another one or two questions and then close it. Akshay asked this question, a very interesting question, and Tanvi, you can only answer. I have offices across 5 countries. How do I leverage LinkedIn from one page for the same and get relevant traffic from all the countries? They have offices in Ireland, UK, Dubai, Singapore, and US.
Great question. So again, my answer is 2 routes. The first route is you look at building a follower base, acquiring a quality follower base, that is making sense to the geographies you're coming from or you reflect your businesses in. Look at a paid follower acquisition strategy on LinkedIn. Target just those countries, just the right skills or the characteristics of followers you need from the paid dashboard, and get a very healthy qualitative follower base. Because mind you, unless you have the right followers, your content will spill over, between feeds, between geographies. There is no way to control. So the first answer is look out for paid follower acquisition strategies on the platform. Reach out to just those countries, just the followers you want to acquire, and build that qualitative base. The second is, if your content is making sense and is addressable to the countries or geographies or regions where you're coming from, I think half your battle is won, because organic region engagement will flow in if it's making sense to your network. And if your network or the professional company's followers come from certain backgrounds that resonate well with that content, I think you will win organically.
Yeah.
But
And
here you
one
will
thing,
have to tie up the paid aspect as well. Yes, Santo, go ahead.
yeah. So one thing I just wanted to add, Akshay, it's absolutely fine to have one LinkedIn page for your company.
Yes.
And it can have different geographies. What you can do is you can actually have one page and talk about the company culture. So I can tell you examples like companies like Apple, companies like an IBM, or these large multinational companies. They have only one page, and when they do an advertising campaign, you can actually mask that, okay, I want to reach out to only Ireland because this product or this services is relevant to Ireland. So to answer your question, you can have one page, get the relevant traffic by acquiring followers. And like I said, again, going back, if you acquire one follower, you don't need to spend any marketing dollar to reach out to that guy. He's already there with you, and you can, whatever content you're putting on your page, that he or she will see it. One question, Akshat has said, how does one see which posts are getting better traction? All one can see is the views of the most recent post.
Okay, so I think when you go on your content analytics tab, if you're coming from a company page, you'll be able to understand the highest ranking content piece comes on the top, and so on and so forth. It's ranked. You can check that. If you're asking from a personal capacity, you can definitely look at the activity tab on your profile and look at all the posts that you have kind of posted from your end, and then look at a manual, search option of which is getting more reach or engagement or likes. I think this is how you can look at from both the perspectives.
Vineet asked this question: how can healthcare company or doctor build a presence on LinkedIn? Can we build connection that can help in marketing the services? I'll start the answer, and Tanvi, you can add on. Healthcare is a very tricky and is a very tricky industry with so much of restrictions. But having said that, we have a lot of healthcare companies who are advertising with us, advertising as well as organic. So whatever you want to put it organic, it really helps. We have a great amount of doctors and healthcare professionals on our platform and creating a lot of engagement. And that has increased in the last 2 years. When we started this in 2020, we didn't know what COVID is, what things needs to be done. So healthcare professionals and companies have actually done a lot of education on this platform. You can build the connections. Again, I'm saying, you have a company which is a healthcare company, or you're a doctor or a services, you can acquire your followers. You say that, okay, hypothetically, you're working in the space of cancer or mental health. Let's talk about mental health. So you are looking at these associations and these groups which are helping people with mental health and breaking that taboo. You can actually you can go and acquire them on a paid strategy and they become your followers. Once they become your followers of your company page, you can do an organic presence. Restrictions are there, but most of the time, especially conversation like healthcare, mental health and stuff, you can actually do those conversations and build connection which can help market your services. Yeah. Santhosh, is LinkedIn specific to professionals? Can a business owner benefit from LinkedIn? Yes. There can't be a bigger yes than this. It is for business owners. It is for SMBs. It is for micro businesses, not only for small and medium, but it is also micro businesses. You can actually build a profile, a company page of your business, and reach out to your prospective customers. 80 million people in India, they are the consumers. They are buying iPhones. They're buying mobile phones. They are taking services from an outsourced company. They are everywhere. I mean, like, I am sitting here today and I am a consumer. So 80 million consumers who are professionals, who have got money, are there. So you can definitely, as a business owner, will definitely get benefited. So what kind of a services and things you're providing? LinkedIn marketing solution with paid strategy gives you reach out to those specific 5, 7, 8 million people who are your core customers. All 80 million cannot be customers for everybody. So you can actually pick and choose there. Okay, then I have, okay. Do we still have time? I think there are a lot of questions. So Santhosh, your view, should we go on, because we still have about 80 people here. Yes.
You can, Santhosh. Yes.
Okay. Sorry, Tanvi.
That's fine. That's absolutely fine. No
Shanti asked this question. We operate a flight booking website. Is it possible to integrate LinkedIn Messenger chat support or other way our customer can reach us through LinkedIn platform? Tanvi?
The answer is no, unfortunately, but you have an alternate. You can run lead generation campaigns using the LinkedIn lead form, which means if you are targeting, say, certain set of audiences and you reach out to them and they are ready to convert, you can capture that lead information within the LinkedIn ecosystem through the LinkedIn lead form. And that those details will reflect on your dashboard, and you will be able to, then analyze who are these people, reach out to them with further inquiries and, business proposition. So this is an easy way to look at capturing lead information within the LinkedIn ecosystem. Unfortunately, right now, there is no CRM integration for LinkedIn Messenger or inbox to an external page. I don't think that's in the pipeline anymore, but this is an alternate that you can explore.
I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions. Please reach out to Tanvi and me on LinkedIn. Add us, ask these questions. We will be able to answer you one-on-one. Sandeep asked this question: what value addition can LinkedIn make to lawyers specifically?
Great. So great question. My husband is a lawyer, and
Lovely.
I pitch him, how lawyers are prevalent on the platform and what all you can build through the platform. So great question. My answer is simple. You have almost about 180,000 lawyers already that have an active profile on LinkedIn. So that's your community base, your network space that you can go after. Senior advocates, interns, chief justices. This is the current audience base for India region. Of course, this network is also expanding. So your go-to answer is build your network in this space, have a relevant profile. Also, almost about 80 Indian companies, law firms have their official pages on the platform. So again, a huge opportunity for you to look at, furthering or upskilling yourself in terms of professional, ladder, really applying for the right roles, networking. I think these are my two go-to answers right now for the lawyer community. Like I said, the network is expanding. Opportunities and content again around this space is also increasing day by day. So look at that and explore that, please.
Lovely. I think that is all about the questions. Any questions you would like to unmute yourself and ask? Be happy to answer. Okay, 1 second. Is there a marketing certification course? Yes.
Oh, lovely. Yes.
There. Please. I will just do one thing. I will just paste it here. We have a certification. Everybody who is running campaigns on LinkedIn, or your team members or your company digital professionals, please go take the certification. It's free of cost. Get certified on LinkedIn. Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Yes. Santhosh, it's Santhosh here.
Yes.
So, see, Roundtable India is also an NGO, correct? Who works a lot with corporates. Yes. Is there any opportunity where an NGO like Roundtable India, which specifically targets education and medical healthcare as their primary platform, can work with LinkedIn to get more CSR donors?
Okay. So one of our biggest advertisers for the last 2 quarters is Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. specifically healthcare and education. They are the two things they're doing. Yes, you can. One, you've told me before start of the session, please look at your page so that we will have that. Tanvi and I will have a look and probably give you some suggestions of what's right and what's wrong and what you should be keep doing it. Number one. Number two, yes, it is available. You can use LinkedIn for organically as well as paid to get more donations, wherein you can reach out to the corporates, you can reach out to the individuals. I would suggest do not reach out to individuals on LinkedIn to say that please, donate for the cause, because the acquiring that customer is going to be very, very expensive for you. But definitely you can reach out to the corporates for the CSR initiative. We can actually help, and Tanvi, please correct me if I'm wrong, because you work very closely. We can actually help you with you can give us the list of the companies you want to reach out to. Okay. So you say that these are the 10,000 companies we want to reach out to. And these are the 5 designations in these companies, whether it's a VP, owner, partner, the CSR manager and stuff. We can actually throw your ad to those people only for them to reach out to you again and do the CSR. So CSR is a big conversation across the globe, and especially in the last 2 years, where a lot of people have come out and doing a lot of stuff around COVID. Healthcare is becoming, so like I said, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is the pioneer in that, and they've been doing this amount of work, and so we've been working with them for them to reach out to the right kind of people.
Sure. So on this note, I'll request our national secretary, Nandesh. He's been one of the guys who's been a champion in CSR, if I can say so. Last year, when the first wave of COVID hit us, in 3 months, we raised roughly around 30 plus crores. Wow. And we set up around close to 10 plus emergency COVID care centers with 100 plus beds. And he is one guy who was pioneer in that. A few words from you, Nandesh, and if you have any questions with how we can connect from RTI with LinkedIn.
Thank you, Santhosh. Again,
Santhosh.
Santhosh 1 and Santhosh 2, I can say in that sense. I'm sure Santhosh, he's already given you a brief about what Roundtable has done. And I would say that how you think LinkedIn can actually help Roundtable India to achieve the uncharted territory. It could be donors, it could be new members, it could be anybody. I'm not just saying that we should raise funds. Maybe some avenues, some other opportunities which Roundtable may not have figured out, but LinkedIn can help us with that. Yeah. Even our LinkedIn profile is there. So it can help us generate some traffic. Say we are a layman about how to use it. And in fact, having said that, I do have an account, but it's completely inactive account. I don't know how we can even generate traffic for business on that account. Maybe because this session was required for all of us to understand the real importance of LinkedIn from just by thinking as a job portal, from there to migrate ourselves to a business portal. So I would request Santhosh and Tanvi, if you can just throw some light on how RTI LinkedIn page can be, tweaked upon and to make it even more productive and fruitful for us. See, the best part is we are a transient organization. So every year, somebody new office bearer will be there. He'll have his own thought process. But if a structured thought process comes from LinkedIn, that this is how you have to, carry on, I think that will be really helpful for all of us.
Yeah. So I'll start and then you can add in. First and foremost, definitely we will have a look at the page and we will give you suggestions. But one thing I will tell you, and which is very important, is discipline. If you want a robust page for LinkedIn, we all have to be disciplined, whether it's a company page or a professional page, or a personal page. Make sure that you keep churning out content and putting in there. Number one. Number two is that we may not, I mean, like you guys have other work also to do and you may not have time to create content. Please figure it out an agency who can create content for you and keep putting in there. That's number one. If not agency, you have a robust number of people, and I'm sure somebody may be working with content and stuff. If they can take the responsibility of using LinkedIn's page and making sure that churning out content, that will increase. So once what happens, you put a session or put a post on LinkedIn, mark a couple of key people, roundtablers, and tag them. It will actually amplify, and a lot of people will join and say, what kind of good work are you doing? So being disciplined, putting content, and making sure that somebody takes the responsibility of creating those content and putting it on the platform is the basic thing, which we give it to advice, we give it to everybody, but specifically for Roundtable, we will give it to you after seeing the page. Right, Tanvi?
Absolutely, Santho. I'm with you on this. Let's have a look at the page. There are obviously best practices that you can follow to build a robust company page. So we'll share that with you, and hopefully we'll scale the account from there.
Yeah, I think we've got one question, which is how can we reach out to LinkedIn CSR team for Roundtable India?
I was about to come on that, Santhosh.
Yes.
That as a customary, we Roundtablers are very good at shamelessly asking for CSR heads and CSRs. And Vikash has already done that. So I'll leave it to Vikash. He's our CSR convener for the Roundtable. And we can take that offline with you.
Yes. So I think we'll take it offline, because I'll tell you what, LinkedIn does a lot of stuff. We do a lot of stuff in our way of CSR. We have something called LinkedIn Coaches, where we go to underprivileged people, or at the same time the people who don't have access and they want an economic opportunity. We go and train them. That's a very regular thing we do in terms of education and getting them economic opportunities. We work with mental health. We work with one we have out at the rate in, which is LGBTI community. So we do a lot of work around CSR. So because I think, to be very honest, is there a one person? I don't know. Tanvi, if you have the answer of this, but let's figure it out that how we can do it. We'll come back to you.
Santhosh, just to add to what Nandesh said, I think for Roundtable and for LinkedIn, it's a perfect marriage, because LinkedIn is all about servicing the professional world out there, both business and individuals. And Roundtable India is all about education and helping more and more people, especially from the underprivileged society, to become professional in whatever walk of life they are trying to become. So I think it's a perfect marriage. And now that you also have an Indian CEO at the global board, we hope that we can look at a good tie-up at a national level, whereby we can take this forward.
Yeah. No, I think you're getting confused. We don't have an Indian CEO. I think that's Twitter. But I'll tell you what the thing is, commitment is there. So we will work together. Tanvi is being part of LinkedIn Coaches, right?
Satya Nadal is Indian, right?
Yeah, on the Microsoft level, yes.
Is an Indian.
I was looking at LinkedIn point of view. Yes, Satya Nadella is very proud Padma awardee also. So yes. So what we will do is, I think LinkedIn Coaches is something that we can take it offline and see that how we can work.
For sure.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Tanvi, any last word from you, so that before we pass it on to Santhosh?
Sure. I think it was a great learning experience for me. I was, the moment this opportunity came my way, I pounced on it. Thank you for having me, and let's stay connected.
Thank you so much, Santhosh and Tanvi. It was a brilliant session. We will definitely share the reviews of the session with you guys. And as we spoke about it, if we can have a detailed review about our RTI profile, which is Roundtable India's profile, we'll also stay connected on the same. This was, on a lighter note, a small confusing session for me, because a lot of people are addressing you as Santhosh, and every time I switch on my camera and mic, and like they're addressing me. But anyways, thank you so much, guys. This was brilliant. Thanks to the National Head Board and the Ladies Circle as well for joining in. On a Sunday morning, having 100+ people at 11 o'clock, I think is a brilliant one. Once again, from the bottom of my heart, from Roundtable India Fraternity and Ladies Circle, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you very much.
On a closing note, I would like to tell LinkedIn people that with this 1 hour session, you've touched almost 4,500 people from various facets of the business community. So that's how the word is going to go spread.
Lovely.
I mean, on that note, Santhosh, on behalf of Roundtable India, I would expect one more session, maybe once things get opened up, maybe a physical session. Lovely. At the choice of your location, like wherever city you feel, because we are present in almost 125 cities.
Yes.
So if that you can keep in mind, one session, physical session, we have on behalf of, again,
I'll tell you what we can do is, if once the world opens up, and Tanvi, please correct me if I'm wrong, we can actually do a workshop rather doing a session like this.
It could be a working workshop.
Yes. There's a format of workshop also available, where we get about 150 people in a room, wherein we do about 3 to 4 hours, wherein everybody comes with their laptop, open their LinkedIn profile. And while we are telling you the changes that change the picture, so I'm a wrong example because my picture on LinkedIn and I look very differently because I'm with the beard and without the beard. So I am a wrong example, but we say that, just try and do that. Weekend workshop is something which is doable, where we can get a couple of more of our colleagues to sit with people and do make sure that we are giving you tips and asking you to do it right then and there, so that you have a robust. So I think we can do that. Workshop is a good idea. We are very happy to travel. We don't want to do it in Delhi for sure because we want to travel. So you tell us Chennai, Hyderabad. Somebody was in Nepal. I'm fine with Nepal as well.
We have a national AGM coming up in Hyderabad, so maybe the best.
No, Nandesh, since it is an initiative of Area 2, we'll do it in Chennai.
Okay, then you're going to host everyone. Thank you very much for that. All
Always.
right.
We would love to travel to Chennai. It's my city. I'm from Chennai, and
Yes.
very interesting thing happened today, which I was having a side chat with somebody. So Rishi Kapoor, who's one of the tabler, I just saw him and just pinged him. I said, "Did you work with the Taj anytime?" He said, "Yes." How do you know? Because he quit the Taj in 2002 and I joined in 2003. So I've been with the Taj for over there. So Rishi and I share a lot of common friends. I think it was good to meet him after 20 years.
Wow.
So thank you so much. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much, Santhosh and Tanvi, once again. Thank you so much, guys. And we'll definitely work on that workshop in the future for a physical one. And thanks everyone for joining in. It was really a brilliant session. And we will also share the video of the recording of this session for people who have not joined. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Stay safe. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Yeah, bye.